Hey Stash fans, it's me, it's Thursday morning. I'm at the grocery store getting stuff for tonight's Jamaican dinner. I decided to also include chicken because the missus decided she didn't want pork. That's okay, it's no big deal. I'll do some of each, even better than you guys know how to do it all. Unfortunately, I'm a little distracted right now because one of my dogs is in for surgery, and she's 15 years old. So that concerns me, but it is a necessary surgery. However, the surgery is because she can't stop bleeding internally in her ear. It keeps swelling up, they keep draining it. So since she's having a problem with bleeding, you know, they're gonna cut her open and do more. So that's always concerning. So I will keep you updated on that. And also I want to apologize if I'm distracted because that's on my mind. I mean, she's been a companion for the last 15 years. So, you know, that's worrisome. But aside from that, tonight's video is going to be awesome. It's going to be done in parts, of course, because I need to put the pork in the crock pot right away. And I can get the chicken ready, but I can't cook that till later. And then I'm going to make some sides. I'm going to make like a, I don't know, as I make it up, cabbage dish and some rice. Very exciting, so make sure you, I'll be back. Alright, Stash fans, I'm back. I could not find all the ingredients at Fry's. They didn't have the whole allspice berries, so I sort of felt let down because I normally do. I was on my way to Safeway to check it out, and I was passing at Albertsons, and I thought, why not check out Albertsons? They usually have coffee really cheap here, and it turns out, although they're not on sale, they have whole Jamaican allspice berries, exactly what we needed. I needed to get these. I could not let down my fans. I have to do this the right way. So now that I have everything I need, since I'm here, I'm gonna, I guess, check for the cheap coffee. Welcome back, Stash fans. First thing, I still have no news on my dog. I guess no news is good news. They said we should pick her up in about 4 to 6 hours from now. Well, they gave us a time, which is 4 to 6 hours from now. So I'm guessing the surgery is probably done, but I don't know because there's no word. So now that we got that unpleasantness out of the way, I do want to welcome the newest member of the Mully Stash Show, our new mascot. So, I want you guys to think, I'm having technical difficulties. Does this remind you of anybody? Well, you get the gist. You didn't come here to watch me and my new mascot, Mini Mullet. Yeah, Mini Mullet. Blow bubbles. You came to watch us do our Jamaican Caribbean cooking today. So that's what we have planned. Not only am I going to make some jerked pork, but I'm also going to be making some jerked chicken. So I'm going to make some jerked pork. I'm going to make some jerked chicken. I'm going to make a special cabbage dish on the side. I haven't made up that recipe yet. We're going to do it as we go. I'm going to make some rice. So let's get started. First, let me wash my hands and then we'll be good to go. Alright. So the first thing we want to do is I need to get 2 bowls. I need to get a bowl filled with vinegar and I need to get a bowl filled with lemon juice. Alright. Bowl number 1. We're just putting just a little plain white vinegar in. Not much. There's probably a cup. Didn't really measure. I'm only looking to rinse the chicken and the pork off in it, so it doesn't really matter how much it is. I forgot my lemon juicer, so stand by. I will be right back. No big deal. I am back. And now we are going to cut some lemons. I already have these rolled. I have these rinsed. I always roll my lemons like so to get them nice and juicy. Just cut them in half. now we want a bowl full of lemon juice. Because after we wash the meat in the vinegar, or rinse it in the vinegar, we're going to rinse it in the lemon juice. I do have to give a shout out to a fellow YouTuber named Learn to Cook. I am sure this YouTuber is unaware of myself, but in the Mully Stash Show, but that's how we initially got this recipe years ago from there. And it's perfect. I have tried many different jerk recipes from many different sites on the internet. Some claim to be authentic. Some people say they grew up in Jamaica and that's how they do. And this is the recipe that I like the best. She does it with a Jamaican accent, and she does it with chicken. I have used it on many different types of meat, but it's Learn to Cook, so check it out. And thank you for this recipe, because it is the best one I have gotten. Alright, so we got us some lemons, we got us some vinegar. Now it is time to prepare the meat. Well, actually I already have the meat prepared. Holy shit. I forgot a bowl to put it in, so hold on. Alright. Like I told you, with my dog being in surgery, I'm a bit distracted, so if I screw up, my apologies. Alright, so I have just some chicken thighs I picked up at the store. They have the bone in them, they have the skin in them. I just give them a couple deep cuts just to absorb. I put them in the vinegar, sort of roll it around, put it in the lemon juice. And this isn't quite how it was shown in the video, but it's how I do it, and it's how I like it. Like Mully's rule of thumb, if you don't want to eat it, don't put it in your dish. So again, just a couple cuts, just to let the flavor be able to get inside better. Sort of rinse it off in the vinegar, re-rinse it off in the lemon juice. You get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and, ooh, we definitely don't want to eat that, so we're going to cut that. What part of the chicken do you suppose this was? Because, I don't know, it's not the part of the chicken I want to be eating. Ew, I touched it. So, not cool. Anyway, when I do the chicken, if I have the thigh and the leg, I almost always do those on the grill over indirect heat. Today, I'm just going to throw them in the oven. I can't justify turning the grill on for 4 little pieces of chicken. And for the pork roast, I'm going to throw that in the crock pot. The only thing I have in the crock pot right now is I put a cup of beef stock, well, about a cup, just to get a little bit of liquid in there so it doesn't dry out. Also on the pork, as you can see, I'm putting some cuts in it just to help the flavor infuse. Alright, vinegar it, lemon juice it, then we put it in our mixing bowl. This is actually the first time I have ever cooked more than one kind of meat doing this at the same time. They're actually cooking for different times. I am cooking the pork in the crock pot, so that will take a while. The chicken I'm going to put in the oven later, so it's going to take some time to marinate. No big deal. It should work out okay. So, if I remember this recipe correctly, and I love the way Learn to Cook measures. She takes a teaspoon and she just piles it on, and that's how she measures it, and I absolutely love the way she does that. And that's the way I do it, because I don't think there's really a right or wrong answer while doing this dish. Alright, so first take a teaspoon or so of garlic. Again, these measurements are not set in stone, and as you might be aware, I am not using garlic right now. I'm actually using sea salt. So same measurement but different ingredient. One teaspoon is heaping one of these teaspoons of sea salt. I'm going to do the garlic this time for realsies. I was just testing you guys before. And for this, I'm just going to use the minced garlic. Makes it easier, and I think since it's going to be cooking so long, it really wouldn't matter. I don't think you'd notice if we used like a fresh garlic clove and minced it up. So 2 of these, and I try to sprinkle this stuff around as even as possible, but I'm also going to get in there with my hands and mix it up a little bit. Alright, now let's see, we need 1 of these of black pepper, which we may not get. Yes, we will. So, whatever, and you know, if you like one of these ingredients more than the other one, adjust it to your taste. Don't be shy to do that. We're going to use some accent flavor enhancer. We're going to use 2 of these. I'm going to go lighter on these, but some people might want to use more. Completely. Ooh, that's some strong pepper. Ooh, that's going to be good. Alright, and we need some browning seasoning. I think this one might be empty because I think when I made this last time it accidentally dumped. Browning seasoning I think you can usually just find by the other, probably by the other sauces or condiments. I never remember, but I always find it. And you think I would, but whatever. So I'm using about 2 of these of browning. Not really sure what this does. I think this just sort of gives it a little flavor, but mostly gives it some color. Browning and seasoning sauce is what it's called. Doesn't say what it's for. It's cool though. I like using it. I've never tried it without it. I don't think I ever will. Alright, for my favorite ingredient, and I don't know why I have actually 2 open ones. Whatever. I am going to use some traditional seasoning, hot and spicy. This is Walker's Wood brand. I find this at World Market, and you can find it at Amazon for about twice the price as World Market, and it may be in some of your local stores wherever you're from, but definitely worth having. Depending, I don't want to put too much of this in, but I think my pork roast is about 3 pounds or so, and the chicken, so I'm going to put about 5 of these in or so. Actually, I'm not sure because I lost count, but I think that's about 5. And I guess we'll find out during the replay. So we have that. And now I am going to use some just green onions. I'm going to get rid of the tip over here. I'm going to get rid of the bottom over there. Okay, so green onions, just going to cut these in chunks. Maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch long or so. There we go. Just throw those in. I got some fresh thyme. Just, I don't know, that much fresh thyme. It's whatever. You know, it's your recipe. Make it how you want. This is how I wanted to make mine. I figure since I'm using 2 different types of meat, I'm going to separate them. I want more thyme in it. Alright, now for the secret jerk ingredient, what makes it jerk is allspice berries. Now, normally I would just throw them in, but some people who aren't going to be mentioned don't like eating allspice berries, so I started putting them in a little spice bag. I don't know if the flavor really mixes real good, but if you let it marinate enough and you move it around, I think it will be fine, and in the crock pot it seems to be okay. But since I'm going to be separating these in a second, I'm actually going to be using 2 spice bags, so I can keep one in the crock pot. In fact, I'm going to throw it right there in the crock pot right now. And then the other one I will be leaving with the chicken, and that way it can sit there and season the chicken while we wait. So, some of there in. Ah! Okay, no broken glass. It's cool. This is the one that I had to make the special trip to go get. I don't want to let you guys down, so since I got it, we're going to use it. Now, in Jamaica, my understanding is when they actually make jerk, they use the wood from the tree that the allspice berry comes from. It's called pimento wood because it's a pimento tree, and it's usually green, and they heat the wood up, and then they put the chicken on top, and they put like corrugated steel or something down to keep it. It's just like a long, slow cook, and that's how they do authentic jerk. I can't get any pimento wood here. Locally, I can order it, but it's really expensive to import it. So when I cook the chicken on the grill, I'll just use some other type of wood, maybe alder wood or peach wood, something. So let me go put some gloves on that I don't have handy. We're going to mix this up. We're going to get it started right now. And again, thanks for watching. Sorry for being distracted today, but I'm sure you guys understand. You may see steam, but like I said, I put just a little broth in there just to heat it up. I wanted to get it sort of hot and ready for when I put the stuff in. So now we're just going to town. I'm just mixing all the seasonings. I'm going to pack them in there real good. In the chicken, in the cuts I made, I'm going to pack as much of everything as I can so we can get all that flavor in there. Ooh, this is really good. I wonder if I should put the chicken in the crock pot too. I guess I'll probably put the chicken in the oven. I will put the chicken in the crock pot. Okay, I don't know. Stash Rider is behind the camera right now and she's trying to tell me what to do by using her eyes. I guess I could just ask a yes or no question. Should I put the chicken in the crock pot? Okay, so I think I'm just going to put the chicken in the crock pot. You know, happy wife, happy life. So to appease her, I'm just going to throw everything in here, which actually makes it easier. So it's nice and mixed up and looks good, and it's going to be good. So I'm going to directly put that on top of one spice bag. And put the chicken on top of the other spice bag. When this is done cooking, probably it's on high right now. I'll probably put it on high for a couple hours, but it's still sort of early. It's too late to put it on low, and it's too early to put it on high. So I'm going to high for 2 hours, low for a little bit. I'm going to clean off all this jerk seasoning I just got on the front of the crock pot. Yay. Anyway, and then when the pork is done, I pull it out. I shred it, I put it back in and let it sit for a little bit, maybe another half hour to sort of soak up those juices since it's shredded. At that time I'll probably pull the chicken out. A little bit later we'll get started with the rice. I just bought some black beans and rice pre-made in a bag. I just have to add water and let it simmer for 20 minutes or so. And we will get back when the cabbage is ready to go. I haven't figured out a recipe yet. I'll make it as I go. I have some Scotch bonnet peppers for it. I have some cabbage, I have some carrot, probably some vinegar. We'll see what happens, you know. I'm not planning that ahead, and I will let you know if I find out anything about Chevy, the dog. So until then, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey Stash fans, welcome back. We just heard from the vet Chevy is fine, the surgery went good. That's really good. It made me nervous because of her age with the anesthesia. If you notice in the background, you can see I am actually not in the video game Fallout, believe it or not. I'm in the park by my house. We decided to go take some of the hounds for a walk. So there, that's Freckles and that's Titan, and you can see they got me tangled up. So I just wanted to let you know that Chevy's good. That's awesome. As soon as the walk's done, we'll finish doing dinner. So I gotta untangle the hounds, so I'll see you back in a little bit. Hey Stash fans, I'm just getting the cabbage dish ready. Chevy came home from the doctor and her ear is bandaged to the top of her head. That's wrapped up, and then it's wrapped around her neck because she has one of those big old cones. I am going to post a picture of that on Twitter. It's not funny, but it is funny. It's horrible. Poor dog, but I'm glad she's good. She's thirsty, and she drank a little too much and started puking, so that wasn't real fun. You know, welcome home gift, I guess. That's what I get for worrying. Anyway, right now I chopped up some cabbage, rough chops. I rough chopped some carrots. I'm throwing some thyme, because I figured if I put the same flavor in the cabbage dish, it will complement what I put in the jerk. I had some garlic chopped up, just some rough chopped garlic. Got the rest of the green onions. What I'm using is called an ulu. My sister got me this for, Christmas a couple years ago. They also call it, what is it called? They call it the woman's knife in Alaska. I think it's built in Alaska. The ulu, you can look on the ulu factory. Anyway, I absolutely love using this thing. The cutting board came with it in a kit. It only has a bevel on one side. and it's perfect for doing so many things. This is probably the main knife I use more than anything with the cutting board. It's so awesome. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what I was doing real quick for the cabbage. I'm going to throw a little bit of lemon in there. Then when I cook this up, I'll saute it with a little bit of red wine vinegar, some lemon juice, probably some salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of ground allspice, and some sugar. And I think that will be it for the cabbage. And as soon as I get this done, I will pull the pork out and I will start shredding that, put it back in. So I want to show you that. I'm going to pause the camera for a second so we can get it closer, angle it down so you can see the pulled pork. We'll be back in just a second. Alright, we're back. I forgot to tell you one very important ingredient is some Scotch bonnet. I'm just putting a couple in. I removed the seeds and now I'm going to try to dice them really fine. These things don't play around. I, one time, didn't get them chopped really fine. They were chunks, not minced. And I bit into one. Wasn't pleasant. I've learned my lesson. I make sure they're minced. I make sure the seeds are out. And no, you're not going to see me like one of those people on YouTube that just eat one for funsies because, I don't know. Oh man. That's hot. Oh, it's hard to breathe. Oh, it isn't fun. Hey, so I'm going to take the chickens out and put them in this bowl. Got to be sort of fragile because they are falling apart, falling off the bone. I think the goal here is to keep it separated from the pork meat. So here we go. That's the 4 chicken thighs. And now I'm going to pull the pork roast out. Make sure I pull the spice bag off because otherwise it doesn't shred so good. I'm going to set it here. Just going to do a real quick shred of this and then I'm just going to put it back in the crock pot, let it sit for probably another hour or so. However long it takes to get everything done. I need to boil the water for the rice, and then the rice says it cooks after that for 26 minutes. And the cabbage probably only takes about 10 minutes to saute, whatever. So pork looks like it's pretty much done though. Also looks like it's going to be really, really good. I think I'm going to have to take some of this for my lunch when I go to work tomorrow. And if anybody invites me up for their, to have a group lunch with them, I think that's not going to happen. Anyway, this is just real quick what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw it back in the crock pot, put the chicken back in there, I guess, and we will get back to you when I start cooking the cabbage. As you can see, since I wanted to keep the chicken separate, I put the pork underneath and then I put this tray that came with the crock pot on top. I put the chicken on top, but the chicken was so cooked and so juicy and tender that when I picked it up it slid right off the bone, so I just went ahead and took the bones out of all of them. So this is Chevy. Obviously she's 15 and she can't see too well and she's not doing too good from her surgery, so she's just walking around looking for food or water and walking into everything. Poor dog. Hey guys, welcome back from the little break. We are ready to start the cabbage dish, and I'm just getting the wok. I decided to use a wok today as opposed to a big frying pan because I haven't done it in the wok. I want to try it and see what happens. So I got everything ready to go. I got the Scotch bonnet peppers, I got the cabbage, the green onions, the thyme, the garlic, the lemon juice. So I had that oil heating up in the pan. Some people say that, well, actually I've only ever heard one person say that you're supposed to have the pan heated before you put all the oil in. I don't actually know if that is true or not. I've never done it that way. It seems to work okay. I want to try it that way, I just haven't yet. Anyway, so this is pretty much just how I'm going to do this. I'm going to add some red wine vinegar, going to add some sugar, some salt and pepper, and that will be it. I'm going to cook this down a little bit. Once I get everything added, I'm going to probably turn the heat up so I can fry it pretty quick. I'm not measuring anything. It's whatever. Doesn't really matter. Again, whenever I use salt, I always use the coarse sea salt so it doesn't come out quick out of the shaker, despite what it looks like. The pepper does come out very quick though. That's okay. I figured if there's already a Scotch bonnet, might as well have some more pepper too. It should be some fun. This is just some ground allspice. I think that's all I'm going to do to it. Going to turn the heat up. Going to fry it real quick and then it will be done. So I'm going to let you go for now. We will be back when it's done and I will show you how I set up the plate. Alright, Stash fans, this is what you've all been waiting for. To me it's been an all day process too. It's been like a 10-minute process. Still you've been waiting. We have some Cuban style black beans and rice. We just have my fried cabbage with carrots, thyme, green onions, lemon juice, vinegar, sugar, and Scotch bonnet peppers. Then I got 3 sliders. I added cheese to some of them I didn't. I have a chicken, 2 pulled pork. These are the King's Hawaiian rolls. These are the only rolls I recommend using. Naturally do what you want, but this is going to be awesome. However, there's one final thing that we need to make this completely Jamaican dish. Red Stripe! It's beer, man! I want to drink it, but I need a bottle opener, so I guess you can just imagine me drink it, but it's going to be awesome. Please drink responsibly. I was so excited to dig in, I actually almost forgot to say follow me on Twitter @MullyStash, and please make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and also feel free to comment and tell me what you want for the next cooking episode. I'm thinking about every Thursday making a cooking episode. That's just a tentative plan. I have plenty of recipes and ideas, but if there's something specifically you might want to see that you think I could do, feel free to throw it in the comments. So this will be the end of vlog 15.